What's good, everybody? Welcome into Early Edge Live, and I am frozen again, I think. Am I? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Am I frozen, guys? Yes?
You are, Coach.
Yep, you look frozen.
AB, take it over. Take it
Gotcha,
over. We
buddy.
can't wait any longer. All right.
Gotcha. Hey, we'll see Coach here in just a second, having some technical issues. Good to have everybody back. Our second show of the day. And you know what? This Eagles-Bucs game, let's have a better show than this game is. Prop Stars, how we doing, buddy? You doing all right?
I'm hanging in there, AB. Did I say I was an Eagles fan? I think I said I was a Bengals fan. I'm not an Eagles fan after this performance. This is terrible. What is going on here? Not even a single point. Have they had more than 2 first downs? I'm not sure. This is ugly to watch, miserable. I don't even know what to say about this. Hopefully they can score a touchdown just to not be completely humiliated and get shut out on national television. I'm disgusted right now.
Hey, well, don't worry. It's only 60 million people watching it. Other than that, Maestro, how we doing, buddy?
We're doing well. I mean, I love the Bucs, but I don't like what happened to our Gronk prop. I was hoping the Eagles could just be somewhat competitive, but that's going to kill the Gronk prop.
Yeah, it's tough. M squared, how we doing, buddy?
Yeah, what Maestro said, losing the Gronk prop doesn't sit well, doesn't feel good at all. Was expecting obviously a little bit more competition to help keep them hungry in this spot. So it's just unfortunate, but definitely well within the range of outcomes, and we're on the wrong side of it.
Well, maybe we could just hope that, there's some kind of revenge tour narrative that we don't know about that Bruce Arians wants to run it up.
Well, you know what? Hey, I believe Tom Brady and Gronk both lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl at one time. So, hey, there you go.
There you go.
Now, we do have a couple wins here. And, Jeweler, bring yourself in here. I want to see you as well. Props, you hit on Evans, correct?
I did indeed. Mike Evans has had a fantastic day, catching everything in sight like I envisioned. Just a matchup nightmare for a very overmatched Eagles secondary. Evans, in my opinion, looks phenomenal, as good as he's looked in a long time, frankly. And I think he has as much upside as any wide receiver in the NFL playoffs. So I look for him to keep this momentum up and have a huge playoff run.
There we go. And we got Bucs first half -4.5 as well. Jeweler, talk to me, man. Talk to me about this Eagles-Bucs game.
Yeah, well, look, I really wanted Coach to be around so we could get his reaction to this video. But as many people know, for the Tuesday streams throughout the season, we had our boy producer Johnny DeMuzio helping out with the stream. He lives about 3 hours away across Alligator Alley over on the Fort Lauderdale side of the Florida coast, and our boy producer Johnny's also a big Eagles fan, and sadly he did take the drive over to Raymond James Stadium, and he did send a video in before the game, and I just wanted to play it here. This is Johnny with some of his Eagles boys, so we could just get a little old takes Schadenfreude action. Sorry, Alex, avert your ears right now.
Yeah, I'm really
Let's go, Birds! It's gonna end bad for these Bucs, man.
The game is not over yet, but I just wanted to say it does not look like it's going to end bad for the Bucs.
Dude, no, it is not. And our boy Johnny D was in the Eagles pullover there. Dude, that's hilarious, man. That's a tough drive. How long of a drive is that from Lauderdale to Tampa?
I think it's about 3 hours. I've driven it before whenever I was living down there to see the Panthers get their butts kicked by the Buccaneers before. So it's about 3 hours.
Well, you know what? The worst part about it is the 3 hours back after getting whooped. I've made those drives a lot. They're tough, man. I'm glad you had that video. That's hilarious. All right, so let's break this game down, okay? So we got the 49ers at the Cowboys here. All right, Cowboys are what? 3-point favorite. What total are we going with here? What do we have? Anybody see it latest?
Let's see. We have the total at 51.5 currently.
Okay, 51.5. I know that there's been some movement here. So, M Squared, I'm going to start with you, man. Just your thoughts, game script-wise, what you expect, what you kind of think that this game is going to be. And I'll get Maestro and Props, your thoughts on it as well, and then we're going to jump right into best bets.
Stop me if you've heard this at all recently, but I think we should have a competitive playoff football game. We should have a competitive playoff football game. 3 is the right number. You make this team favorite at 3 at home. In terms of when I say the right number, it's the right number is where the number basically has to be set. I make it closer to 2.7. So I would lean in the 49ers side, which is why I've got them in a teaser at +9. As far as the total, once again, going to be shaded towards the over just a touch. I make this one closer to 48.5 than 51.5. So lean under on it, lean to the 49ers side, but mostly think the game is priced where it needs to be in the market at this point.
Maestro, talk to me, buddy.
Yeah, I'm on the 49ers. I'm going head up against you. I think they're the better team. I think they're healthy. Trent Williams is going to play. The linebacker is good to go. They're going to run the ball. The Cowboys have struggled against good running teams. They've struggled. The Cowboys are a great team, but they've struggled against the higher competition, and they have absolutely destroyed the NFC East and some depleted competition. Jimmy G typically plays better on the road. He's got all his weapons. They got the running game. He's got Debo. He's got Ayuk. He's got Kittle. Just the matchups are really good for the 49ers today. I think it's going to take a huge effort. I don't think the Cowboys are going to run the ball well. I think it's going to be like Dak Prescott has got to throw for like 350 and 3 or 4 TDs for the Cowboys to cover this.
Yeah,
I think we do get the best game, though, of the day and probably the weekend today.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think you're spot on in regards to Dak, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But yeah, I think that you are correct in that one. All right, Prop Stars, talk to me, buddy. What do you see out of the game, Coach? Is he back?
There he is.
All right, hit the mute button.
Gotta unmute yourself, pal. That's my favorite thing he says.
Did he pull a Jay Smooth?
We still can't hear you.
I hear you, man.
Hold on. Can anybody hear me?
There
Can
you
anybody hear
There
me?
we go.
There we go.
I'm going to lose my mind. I am going to lose my mind. Oh, my gosh. Hey, gentlemen.
Coach,
Hey,
how are you?
I
how
know.
you doing?
All I heard was Dak.
Yeah.
Dak. Who was just talking? I don't want to
All
interrupt
right.
anybody.
No, you're good. All right, so I'll tell you exactly where we're at. We were just
All
kind of
right.
doing intros here in regards to what we thought about the game. We could jump right into best bets right now. Perfect spot you came in on.
All right, let's do it. Who's going to start? Who wants to go first with our best bets? All right, Alex, jump in. Who do you got, big boy?
Yeah, so I've got Ezekiel Elliott under 69.5 rushing and receiving yards. That is a combo prop. I was actually a bit surprised this number came in this high. Zeke has only cleared this in 2 of his last 7 games. 49ers are also a very good rush defense. They rank 2nd in rushing DVOA. They also have done a really good job limiting running backs out of the backfield from catching passes. They've allowed the 8th fewest receiving yards to opposing running backs. So they are also very stingy in that category, as well as rushing DVOA. Zeke has looked ineffective to me this season, whether he's lost a step or the injuries are catching up, a combination of the both. I just have not been impressed. Tony Pollard has been the more explosive option. All the advanced metrics certainly back that up as well. And yeah, I just think this number is too high for Zeke. This is going to be a tough game for him versus a very stout 49ers defense. So give me the under 69.5 rushing and receiving yards.
I know somebody's going to ask, so I'm going to ask you right now. How do you feel about his just his rushing total, which is, let me look for it, 46.5.
Yeah, I like that as well. I prefer the combination here just because it gives you a slightly bigger cushion. And due to the fact that the 49ers just are very, very good at defending running backs out of the backfield, limiting their receptions, limiting their receiving yards. So I would play the under on the rushing if you don't have access to the combo prop, but the combo prop is my first choice.
All right. Very, very good. Thank you, Alex. All right. Now, Dalton Schultz over 41.5 receiving yards. That's what Uncle Dave is on. And Sia is on George Kittle's over 4.5 receptions at -115. All right, AB, let's come to you. What do you got today in the second of 3 games?
Yes, sir. So we got 3 plays. We're going Cowboys -3. We've got the showdown here with the Maestro, him on the 49ers. Oh, yeah. And look, we don't have to break it down because we're going to do it this entire show. but I like the Cowboys' chances in this game at that number. Second, we're going to go Dak Prescott, longest completion, over 37.5 yards. I think that this is a pretty safe play because if the Cowboys jump up and start putting up a lot of points, as we've seen, them against NFC East type opponents, he's probably going to hit that. If it's a tight game, he's probably going to hit that. If they're behind by 20, he's probably going to hit that, right? Like, I think we're going to get opportunities here with Prescott putting the ball up in the air. Last one, we're going to go with Juwan Jennings, 49ers wide receiver, over 2.5 receptions, plus 100. The last probably 4 to 5 weeks, Kyle Shanahan has figured out that my guy, the dog, Juwan Jennings, is a beast out here, and this man is ready anytime, anywhere. As soon as you cut the lights on, he's ready to go. And he's been a really nice safety valve for Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of kind of like a tight end, not the body for it, obviously, and he does a lot of blocking in the game. So you'll see why, obviously why that number is so low. But he has become somebody that they can trust, right? Not only through the field, but in the red zone as well. So, yep, give me Juwan Jennings over 2.5 receptions.
Some Chick-fil-A nuggets to back you up just a little bit. So far through the first 3 games, well, pending this Bucs game, it's going to be 3 covers by 3 home teams, and Dallas is the home team in this game this afternoon. So I like that. Or do I? Stand by. Maestro, the floor is yours, big boy. I know that right now, maybe a little bit of tilt, but you can make things right going head-to-head with AB. Talk to me with your best bets.
Yeah, I'm not on tilt. I'm on the Bucs, and I'm on the Manhattan Jaspers today. So I'm not on.
I backed those with you.
I appreciate the Eagles scoring a touchdown because maybe the Bucs will come out and throw, and maybe Gronk will catch a 30-yard pass. I talked about the Niners. I just love how balanced this offense is. I think the Cowboys are a very big play defense. They can make the turnovers, make the sacks, but they will give up a lot of stuff. And the 49ers just match up. They're weak against the tight ends, and you've got George Kittle. They're weak in stopping yards after the catch, and you've got Deebo Samuel and Ayuk. So I love the 49ers over 23.5 points. I love Cedric Wilson. This guy, 11 of 12 targets caught since Gallup went out, and I think Emmanuel Mosley will be on Cooper or Lamb. Cedric Wilson. Plus, the 49ers defend the tight end very well, so I think that means more targets to the wideouts. Deebo over 60.5, and I'm going to add one more. Deebo over 29.5 rushing. That's at FanDuel. I just want every exposure to Deebo today as I can.
All right, so you're going to go.
Sorry, Coach.
Go ahead,
I'm going to make Deebo an official play as well as rushing yards. I was going to point that out.
Let's go.
I'm with Larry on that one. Over 29.5 rushing yards. I've seen a bunch of promos on it as well to get it at plus money. So definitely check out your book to see if you have that option. Love Deebo's rushing line.
All right, it would have to be a boost because my book has it minus 145. So the
FanDuel right now is sorry to interrupt, Coach. FanDuel is minus 122 right now at 29.5.
Okay, so we're going to make both of those. We're going to make rushing total and official play, and then we're obviously going with the receiving total. We clear on that? Yes? Is that what we're going with?
I'm just going with his rushing, but yes.
Right, but I'm saying, but we'll have both for the show,
Coach.
for the whole show.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, fantastic. I love it. I'm telling you, we talked about it yesterday on one of the shows, and we've seen it through the first 3 games. Look what happened today. What did Tom Brady do? He went to his favorite target, Mike Evans, over and over and over and over. That's what these quarterbacks do. In the playoffs, they go to who they feel the most comfortable with. So I love Deebo being exposed because we know Jimmy G loves him some Deebo. Mikey, I know you don't have an official play, but any thoughts on what you're seeing so far from the other guys?
Yeah, I do have the official play, but it's just not listed here because it's spread out over the 2 games. It's the teaser with the Cardinals. So I do have the Niners at +9 in a teaser with the Arizona Cardinals later. So as far as what I see here, I lean towards the Niners side of the game. So I'm not on the Cowboys side there. I do like Dak's longest completion over. I think that there's going to be an opportunity to pick that one up. The Deebo props, super interesting. I see we got the over on the reception and the rushing yards. I like both of them. I would probably just try to find a combo prop on Debo personally. I just think that they're going to put the ball in his hands a lot. We saw a little preview of it kind of yesterday too with the Bengals and Jamar Chase just putting the ball in his hands as much as possible. That's the recipe for them. So I personally would lean towards more of a combo prop, but you obviously are getting most of that by taking both of them. I like Zeke's under. I think that they're smart enough to run a little bit more Tony Pollard today. I think he's very clearly the better back for them. So we'll see what happens on that, but I do expect more Pollard to be mixed in there. And then Kittle over. I think he should have the opportunity to get there in this one for sure.
Do you like his catches and his yardage? Because his yardage is at his yardage 50. Is 52.5 currently, minus 132.
Yeah, it's a classic one where I'm certainly not taking the under on it. Would lean towards the over. I think that he's going to get there and catch volume. There's a number of game scripts where it happens. So I like. I'm not taking unders on George Kittle. That's for sure.
I think. Is there anything worse than betting unders on a high volume player and then hoping for that game script? That's the worst. Who would want to do that? I don't even know. All right. So apparently the Debo combo is 93.5 minus 113. Spencer in the chat. Thank you very much. Do we like that number, Mikey?
I don't mind it. Obviously, it's a standard shading here. If you look, it's going to shade about 3.5 yards typically when you get to a combo versus what the individual rush and receiving is. But just the way that he can turn a nothing play into something pretty quickly, I do like the combo prop just a little bit more, just because of the ways that they're using him too. So that is personally where I would go.
Okay.
I guess I should preface that. If you were liking the receiving yardage prop. If you're only liking the rushing yardage prop, then obviously stay on that. But if you were liking both of them, then I would strongly, or if you're liking the receiving yards one, that's when I would really consider the combo.
It makes a lot of sense. Alex, talk to me.
So I prefer the rushing prop in this scenario just because, the usage we've seen from Debo, he's had at least 8 carries in the last 4 games, coupled with the fact that the Cowboys have a very hyper-aggressive pass rush, and I think one of the best ways to mitigate that is by handing the ball off to Debo. I think he's going to counter the Cowboys, who are just very, very aggressive as far as pressure is concerned. So, yeah, I am all in on Debo's rushing. I do like the receiving as well. However, we've just seen we had his receiving last week, if you recall, Coach. He got that big 50-yard catch on the last drive. Just the usage is not quite where I personally am looking for as a receiver. I do agree he's going to be mixed in both. I think both definitely have a great chance of going over. They're just choosing to use him quite a bit more as a running back, which is why I personally prefer that side of things.
See, I think this is a great opportunity to have just a very, very small discussion because based off of the games that we've seen so far, guys, what did we see in the first game? Jamar Chase goes bananas, right? What did we see in the second game? He went to Stephon Diggs. He went to Dawson Knox. He went to those guys over and over and over again. Today, who's been going off? Mike Evans. I really feel like, and anybody can jump in here, that this is going to be a game where you go to your studs, whether it's running or receiving. That's why I like both of these overs. I really, really do. And anybody can weigh in. I think it's a great way to discuss because we're all kind of in different spots on Debo today.
Yeah, look, I agree with you. Like, I completely agree. Like, familiarity, especially for these quarterbacks, and especially in this game, because one, you've got Jimmy Garoppolo, who doesn't know what his future is, possibly after this game or after these playoff run. And then two, Dak Prescott. Look, if you're the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, buddy, you've got pressure globally all over you, right? So I think you're right. Like, you're spot on with it because they're going to really – you can't win the game in the first half, but you could absolutely lose the game in the first half. So, getting momentum. And last part, both of these offenses, you look at the 49ers, they have no problem going 14 plays, 10-minute drives, and converting touchdowns. And the Cowboys, yeah, absolutely. They're trying to hit you in the ground and in the air. So, yeah, long story short, man, you were spot on with that in familiarity, and I bet it's going to continue.
Alex.
As far as familiarity goes, there is no one that Jimmy G is more comfortable with than George Kittle as well. I love the George Kittle prop too. George Kittle's biggest games have pretty much all come with Jimmy G under center. They've played 39 career games together. He's had at least 50 receiving yards in 26 of those 39, including multiple games over 150 receiving yards. So yeah, if you're just as far as that theme is concerned, I agree. We've seen just the quarterbacks leaning on the guys they trust the most, they have the most chemistry with. Jimmy G and George Kittle have one of the strongest connections of any two players in the NFL. Furthermore, the Cowboys really have struggled defending inline tight ends this season, where he primarily lines up. I also think Trent Williams being back will help George Kittle, because George Kittle is an excellent blocker in addition to being a dynamic wide receiver, and he has been blocking a lot. They keep him in line to block a lot, but with Trent Williams back to take some of that pressure off, it will allow him to go out or to be out wide a lot more. So yeah, I absolutely love George Kittle in this matchup too.
Oh, whenever you back up a play, man, I'm just banging it as soon as I can get into it. A couple of chat questions. And by the way, let's continue to pound that like button for me. If we get to 200 likes, my man, the jeweler, he's going to drop a 3-month free code to SportsLine. First come, first serve. But we got to get those likes up to at least 200 right now, and then we will adjust as we go. Let me come to you, Mikey. Cooper, over 4.5, -150. It's pretty high on the juice.
Yeah, it's pretty high in the juice. I prefer the yardage over the reception number at that point. So I lean more on the yardage than on the receptions. So having both of the backs in there as well, I expect both backs to be still involved. But I do think Tony Pollard, the tight ends are healthy as well. So I'm skeptical on some of the actual reception numbers. I'm more willing to attack yardage on Cooper today.
All right. Maestro, let me come to you. In the chat, kind of a unique look at it that we're talking about Debo and all of his numbers. Where is it? They want to go under on the Elijah Mitchell rush prop, which the number is 82.5. So we think Debo is going to be high volume. What do you think about Elijah Mitchell?
I'm staying away from that one, but I would say another way to attack Debo is as a TD score, -115 on FanDuel, -155 on Caesars. That's a huge gap. He scored 14 times already this season.
Interesting. Mikey.
I just want to touch on Mitchell's rushing quickly. So I do lean under on it. I have him at 76.5 yards. It's not a massive edge on that number, but I do, usually in that spot when I'm telling you that we're not touching it, we're like dead on within 1 to 2 yards. It is, a 5+ yard edge on the under. So that's the way I would lean.
Alex?
I would look at Mitchell's rushing attempts if you're looking for a way to attack his under. It's set at 19.5, which is a gargantuan number. He's gone over that a lot, but I just think with Debo's involvement and just Debo's effectiveness running the football, that he's going to mix it a ton. Plus, Jeff Wilson is healthy. He could potentially steal some carries as well, and 20 carries is just a lot of carries. I don't think we've seen a running back in the playoffs have 20 carries yet, and I'm not quite sure it's going to be Elijah Mitchell. So I prefer going under on his rushing attempts versus his yards.
Speaking of rushing attempts, chat question. Tony Pollard is 6.5, -150. Zeke, 12.5, -120.
I like Tony Pollard here quite a bit. I think Zeke's is fairly efficient. I do anticipate, like Mike said, Pollard being involved more. He's been the more effective back this season by a significant margin too. All of the advanced metrics and the raw numbers also back this up. I believe Pollard leads the NFL in yards per carry. It's just been way more explosive, way more dynamic, also catching passes as well. So yeah, I think Tony Pollard is, if the Cowboys are smart, they are going to give this guy at least close to a 50-50 share of the workload. He's earned it. So I do anticipate Tony Pollard having more than 6.5 carries.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much. AB, let me come to you. Stadia in the chat says, Coach, Debo and George Kittle each to have 50+ receiving yards plus 200.
Ooh, each have over 50. And what was the price again?
Mine plus 200.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that at all. You're going to need kind of a perfect output game from San Francisco to do it. But I think that if we see Dallas get up early, and I mean, 3-0, 7-0, something like that. Yeah, like you're going to force the tempo up just a little bit. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Yeah, definitely. I would play that for sure.
All right. Butch in the chat, thank you very much. The Eagles just scored again, so they have 2 late, it feels like meaningless touchdowns. However, what was the total on this game? I can't remember. Anybody remember what the total was?
47 is where we closed.
31-14 Well,
15.
Oh, they went for 2?
Yep.
Okay. I don't like this at all, but I'm laying 6.5. So the way my week's going, they'll end up scoring 2 more times in the final 4 minutes.
Well,
So
I'm laying 8.5 and 1 touchdown and 2-point conversion, and the Eagles Eagles
today it
covered.
went down. When it came off like 5 minutes before the game started, it was all the way down to 7.
Yep.
So I bought a half point down to 6.5. So I was happy that I waited, but obviously not everybody did that. All right, we have got to all of the props in the chat. By the way, if you're brand new and you have a prop you like, you got to throw it in there, or else we ain't going to talk about it because we like our best bets. So we got 2 things left that we're going to do: the VJM and, of course, the donkey. So I want to do the donkey first. So, Mikey, I know you're fired up and ready to go. What's the donkey for game number 2 today?
Donkey is not quite ready yet, Coach.
Oh, I apologize. I
do
must have
VJM
looked
first, and then it'll
earlier.
be there.
All right, we'll do the VJM first. I'll let you go last on the VJM as well, so
Perfect.
you can have a little bit more time. All right, now, sometimes you got to be a little bit selfish. And I believe that the last person to enter the club should be the first person that goes today. And that would be your boy. If anybody missed it yesterday, thank you, CJ Uzama. I don't care what his name is. I cast it, and I'm in the club. All right. So here's who I'm going with today. And I could not believe that this man was eligible for this. But alas, plus 1004. And I believe that would be just good enough for George Kittle to qualify for the VJM. And today I'm going to go with the 49ers big boy to get my second ticket into the club. Oh, it feels glorious. And it also feels good that 2 of you also wanted George Kittle, and I beat you to the punch. All right, now, AB, you're a 2-time champ, so I'm going to let you go next. Who do you got today?
I appreciate that, Coach. You know what? We're trying to go for that 3-time belt right here. And my man, the dog, Juwan Jennings, that is going to be my guy, plus 2,000. Look, anybody in the state of Tennessee, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Our man has been producing since he was in high school at Blackman. Shout out Murfreesboro right there. But, yeah, he's become a really trusted option offensively for Jimmy Garoppolo because, you know, not only can he go out and catch 30, 40-yard pass, but he's really strong hands in terms of 3-yard passes, 4-yard passes. And that fits really well into the red zone when all the other options are guarded. So, yeah, give me Juwan Jennings plus 2,000.
All right, real quick, you guys mentioned how bad my week's going. Maestro, how is Manhattan only up by 3? They were up by 20.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Oh, my God. What is going on?
They're blowing this. It was over 20. They're only up 2 with 1:20 to go.
Oh, my God.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I think I had to stop it's like bad beat after bad beat after bad beat. All right, so we got to continue. We have to continue. All right, Alex. Who you going with today, sir?
I'm in good spirits, big boy. Let's go. Give me CD. Let's do some CD Lamb stuff. I love CD Lamb, as you guys know. This guy is awesome. I was shocked to see him at, I think it's at plus 1,400 on MGM. He is the number 1 wide receiver on the Cowboys. He is off to a better start than any Cowboys wide receiver in Cowboys history. This guy is absolutely phenomenal. Also, the San Francisco 49ers give up a lot of production to opposing wide receivers, specifically opposing number 1 wide receiver. So I do expect him to be a problem all day for San Francisco. Give me CD Lamb.
I can't believe some of these numbers for these guys that they're over plus 1,000. All right, Maestro, who do you got?
Well, I think I piggybacked on Mikey's play, so maybe Mikey will give it Brandon Ayuk, and then I'll throw in any details he left out.
Okay, Mikey?
It's going to be Brandon Ayuk. I think this is a really good spot for him. Look, I like that all the attention is going to be on Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. He is someone who, once the team got healthy with having Mitchell back, Deebo Samuel in there, Kittle back, that we really thought his role would just shrink into kind of nothing, be a 2-3 target kind of guy. That has not been the case, and I look for that to continue. I think he's a pretty big weapon for them. He's got enough speed. He runs decent enough routes and seems to have enough chemistry in these spots, and I think a lot of it is just playing off the fact of having Deebo and Kittle on the field. So I like Brandon Ayuk. I think this is a really, really good spot for him.
I do too. Go ahead, Maestro.
Yeah, actually 2 TDs in the last 5, bigger target share second half of the season, and he actually leads the team in red zone targets.
I don't know how you don't go with Brandon Ayuk when you
Plus
throw all that
1600,
stuff
by the
out
way,
there.
for those that-
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 60. God, he's such a dynamic receiver. And when he's on, boy, is he on. By the way, Manhattan up 3 with 37 seconds to go. All right, we got one thing left to do, and then we're going to enjoy the 4th game of the weekend. Don't forget, we'll be back here tonight at 7:15 Eastern time to count down to the Steelers and me and Mikey's favorite team in the world. And we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Jeweler, you, sir, who do you got today?
We're going to go with Amari Cooper, who you can find for plus 1,200 over on DraftKings. He's under the threshold on a couple of books, but like we've been talking about, hashtag value plays around here, because you can certainly find some bigger names at slightly longer odds. And also, not to rub salt in the wounds, but this Atalanta game's also making me not very happy right now.
Oh, my God. Don't get me started on that one.
0-0, 62nd minute. So,
yeah. 2 teams that are averaging over 2 goals a game, and you can't score? Can't score? Oh, my goodness. Yes, absolute tilt. All right, so it's a 4-point game, and they're reviewing who the ball just went out of bounds on. These sweats are
Coach,
just too
could
much
you
for
just
me.
Coach, let's just talk football. Let's just talk football.
I was about to say, no one signed up for a Manhattan Jaspers watch party.
Hey,
show.
we did. All right, let's time for the donkey and then get the hell out of here. Mikey, what's our donkey for game number 2 today?
All right. Well, we don't need quite the competitive game here that we haven't gotten the last few, but let's see what we got here. 49ers plus 10.5. The alternate total over 41.5. Deebo Samuel over 24.5 rushing yards. Ezekiel Elliott under 74.5 rushing yards. Brandon Ayuk over 34.5. George Kittle over 34.5. Plus 425.
All right, leave it up there for a second. Everybody soak it in. There's a big part of the audience that loves playing the donkey. All right, now, as we wrap things up, and by the way, the other football game, since I got yelled at for not talking about football, 3 minutes to go. 1st and 10 for the Bucs as they try to run this out, and the Maestro is still sweating the 8.5 there, as it's 31-15 currently. The Bucs are on top. The under still in play. The total, a lot of things. Total under, that's the same thing, Jonathan, you idiot. All right, let's throw up our best bets, and I want my guys to tell me what they're most looking forward to today in this particular game. AB, start with you.
Yep, we're gonna go Cowboys -3 here again.
I don't need you to go through all the best bets. We're gonna throw them up. Just what you're most looking forward to today.
Oh,
we know,
well,
we know what the bets are.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. What I'm most looking forward to is Larry saying, "Don't talk to me" when he's sending that Venmo over after the Cowboys handle business today.
I actually forgot to mention something about that. I hate for you to only have one showdown today, AB. How do you feel about 2?
Whew, that's a tough one. Jeweler, hit that damn music.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Boom, boom, boom! Oh, the coacher's getting in on this. All right, AB, he's doubling down on me and the Maestro. The number is 3. Me and the Maestro have the 49ers, and AB is on the Cowboys. All right, let's go to Maestro next because I think it just flows right.
Well, I feel good with the coach on my side. I got to get back at AB. He's taken the last 2 or 3 showdowns from me. And just today, what I'm looking forward to is seeing the 49ers team that we thought we might see before the season. I mean, it's hard to remember way back when, but this team was also set at 10.5 with the Rams, and they were beset by injuries, and it's all coming together now. I think we see that team show up today.
Oh, I do too. All right, Alex, talk to me.
I'm just hopefully looking forward to a more competitive football game. It has been ugly out in this wild card weekend streets. I want nothing more than an excellent game. Hopefully this delivers. I also agree, though, with Larry that the 49ers are very talented and that when the Dallas Cowboys have faced high competition, they have not looked good.
All right, Mikey, bring us home.
All right. I'm looking forward to Brandon Ayuk catching the first touchdown, getting those Niners out to a lead, and cashing the +9 on the teaser. maybe the game finishes at 3 and you all just have a lot of fun.
Oh, man. I cannot take any more sweats like that. I just cannot do it. And I'm tired of Canisius hitting 3-pointers too. All right. That's going to do it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it once again, and let's hit more cash tickets. There's only one thing left to do, and you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these 49ers Cowboy tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, they're working overtime this weekend, and we're working overtime for you at home. For the maestro, for M Square, Prop Stars, AB, and the jeweler puts it all together here at the brand. I am the coach. We'll see you at 7:15 Eastern time, counting down to the Steelers and the Chiefs right here on the Early Edge. Good luck.